Hello everybody, it's Calvin Nation here today with another video. And in today's video you can see here that I've bent my Benchmade model 915 Triage here. And I've mentioned this knife so many times I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. Triage, I don't know. But that's what we're going to be reviewing today, and I know it's been a long time since I've done a review on any knife, especially folders. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I think it's been probably, I don't know if it was maybe like March is the last time I did a review or if it was a little bit later, but it's been at least 4 months since I've done one. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully for you guys who actually subbed my channel for my folders and for my reviews, hopefully, you know, it was worth the wait if you haven't unsubscribed by now. But yeah, it's my first review in a long time, so let's get started. So yes, this is the 915 Triage. I believe I got this, I don't even remember when I got this actually, I think early summer. And it's an awesome knife. I carried it around a lot. One of my most used EDCs as of this date. And I absolutely love this knife. Now, let's just get started here with the blade. Benchmade calls this a modified sheep's foot blade. Let's see, it's 3.5 inches, and I don't know if you can see there, but mine basically came in a stone wash. They call it their satin finish, and I've noticed that compared to Spyderco, Benchmade's knives kind of have a more stone washed look when they say it's their satin finish. I believe actually even on this side, and I have no idea if it's going to be able to pick it up. Yeah, right there you can kind of see like a 1 inch line or a 3/4 inch line maybe. It actually kind of looks like a little ceramic stone that could have wiped past on a stone wash. I don't know if they actually do wash it with something, or maybe I'm missing something, but it looks a lot like a stone wash. But more on the use of the blade, it's obviously very sharp. I'm not going to bother doing a cutting test because you guys know that they come from the factory nice and sharp. It's an N680 blade steel. I don't know too much about that, but from carrying it, I know it is a decent steel. It's a good steel. I've had no problems with it. I believe I've sharpened this once or twice or so. It holds the edge pretty good. I don't do any stroping or anything on my knives, really. I might get into that a little bit. I know it does make your edge last a lot longer, but from what I can gather, the N680 is a good steel. I don't know any actual specs from it, but I do believe it is a little bit more of a rust-resistant steel than some of the more traditional or regular steels you see out there, but don't quote me on that. That's what I think I heard from another guy here. Could have been nutn'spanties. He also has a great review on it, but let's see. It has the dual thumb studs for lefties and righties. And I like their thumb studs. They're kind of nice and they're small. Don't take up a huge chunk of the knife there. When it's closed, it's fairly close to the handle, but they go actually up nice and high. And with the Benchmades, I always find the easiest way to open it is having your thumb directly on top. A lot of guys go up from the bottom, but with all my Benchmades, I find just going from the top is the easiest way for me to do it. So that's nice there. It's got the axis lock, which I like, but a lock kind of like a liner lock is what I prefer, just because, I don't know, there's something that feels a lot nicer about pushing a liner and then closing it instead of, you know, holding that and closing it. You actually have to move your hand a little bit more than if it was a liner. Also, there's that problem with the Omega springs, I think they're called. To be honest, I think that's, you know, a terrible thing to complain about. I don't like when guys mention it, that the Omega springs could break. A lot of guys don't like Benchmade specifically for the axis lock because basically how it works is this pin is spring loaded to go up and lock the blade in, either opened or closed, and those springs could eventually break and then your lock is going to be useless. But one thing to keep in mind is Benchmade's awesome warranty and their guarantee that they can fix it. So, you know, even if it breaks, which is, to be honest, pretty unlikely, and you're going to have to put it through a ton of use, But yeah, even if it breaks, you're going to be able to send it in pretty easy. Let's see, what else can I say here? I actually polished my pocket clip, but this pocket clip can be reversible. Let's see, I think only in the tip up position. Yeah, but it is reversible to left and right. Mine is polished, like you can see there. I did that manually. It's a 2000 grit polish. It's pretty nice. It's got a few scratches. You might not even be able to see that on camera, but I like that. I actually find I'm probably not going to do that with any more of my orange knives. I don't know why, but with the orange I feel like it almost looks kind of like plastic. I really like polishing my black handled knives. I think it looks really good on there. But we have a textured orange G10, and also, before I forget, you can get this in many different variations. You get the orange G10 with the satin blade plain edge. You can get it with the orange G10 satin blade serrated edge, orange G10 black handle, orange G10 black handle serrated, black handle satin, and all the other blade designs as well. I'm not going to mention all of them. It's going to take a long time. But I think they have like 8 variations of this, which is pretty crazy. I like this one the best. Obviously, that's why I got it. Just the plain edge, satin finish, orange handle. I really, really like that. But again, you guys got a lot of variations to choose from if you want this knife. It's got a sandwich design, I guess you could say. I'm not sure what kind of spacer that is. I don't think it's G10. It might be Grivery. That's kind of similar to what I felt with Grivery. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like G10. But you got the liners in there, pretty thick. They're going to be black on all the variations of this knife, but you also got deep skeletonization in there, wide diameter holes in there, which makes it pretty light. It's 5 ounces, I believe. Let's see, 5.1 ounces. So, you know, it's pretty light for the size. I don't find it's a pain to carry at all. But also in the liner, we have, which I'm sure you guys already know, the safety hook cutter, which is absolutely cool. I think it looks awesome. I think it's great for use. I haven't actually really needed to use it yet. I've used it just for fun, but definitely something that you may need eventually someday. Probably most specifically if you're, you know, stuck in a seat belt, something like that. You need to rip certain clothes off, like your pants. I actually saw a demonstration where they compared the safety hook to some Army-issued Shears, I believe, and cut through so much quicker. They just put it at the bottom of the pant leg and went up. The Shears, you had to manually cut all the way up towards, you know, the groin area, and I'm sure there's a lot more risk with the Shears than with this, since you got that blunted end. But that's really, really cool there. That's a 440C, which most people don't really care for that for their main blade, but with something like this, it's definitely not a problem. And you know what, 440C for a main blade, to me, isn't even that bad anyway. And on that little safety cutter, you know, perfectly fine. And you got the thumb stud on the only one side. You got that cut out part of your handle for that thumb stud. It's only going to be on that side instead of the left side. I think it's the right side it's going to be on. Also, moving down, we have your lanyard hole, but we also have a carbide glass breaker, which is also very, very cool. I believe this knife was awarded for many different safety, security knife type of, you know, awards or whatever. But it makes sense. It's basically a 3-in-1 tool, which I think is really, really sick. They fit a lot of stuff into this knife, and I really like how they actually do this. You can see here the G10 is a lot thinner where this safety cutter is, and the safety cutter actually acts as a liner. So you can see there's the liner, there's the G10. It gets a little bit thinner. As you close that, you can see the safety hook is flush with the other G10, so that's very, very cool. let's see, what can I say about this knife? Oh yes, also this G10. I really like how this is textured. I don't have any other knives like this. I'm not sure how much Benchmade uses this texture for the G10, but I really like it. And surprisingly, it actually shows wear a lot less than a standard checkered G10, like my military. I do not have it with me, but I found with my military, being a standard checkered G10 knife, it shows a lot more dirt. The lighter colored G10s will always show a lot more dirt, but I find this one definitely doesn't, and I've carried it as much as my military or even more, so that's awesome. You know, I'm sure there's a lot more to say. I can talk about the ergonomics a little bit more. There's jimping here and jimping there, also here, but it's right in line with the G10. It doesn't come out, which doesn't provide a ton of grip, but it's a pretty deep choil there, so you're not going to have a huge problem. I really like here for the reverse grip. You can put your thumb right in there, and you know, you can get your pinky right on top of that as well for the glass cutter. But it's very cool also for reverse grip there. Very cool. And like I said, there's a lot more I could say, but I'm just looking at my camera right now too. It's completely out of battery, so I think I'll end it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This was my first review in a little while, or in a long time actually, so don't be too hard on me if I didn't cover everything you guys wanted, but that's the 915 Triage. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, guys, so I'll see you later.